They'll say, yeah, rich assholes like you guys can say that. Good for you. Bullshit. Like, that's not fair to me. And I think that's the big issue, is the people who would proclaim that would be immediately attacked. Like, you live with less. Tax the rich. And that becomes where Dalio and others have argued historically. You see these notions of civil unrest, of civic splits that happen. By the way, the book is the Foundation series. I don't know why it didn't come to my mind. The idea is called psychohistory, where the guy can actually predict all of these social trends because they're all predictable and they all happen in cycles.
Okay, can I just throw one other thing in this? Because I'm so curious about it. And I spent a lot of time thinking about Smoot-Hawley in terms of tariffs. So there's I think a fair argument that tariffs were now tying to national security, resilience today, and like we may decide philosophically you want to have an automobile industry in the United States because if you let BYD sell cars in this country, we would not sell cars in this country, and we wouldn't make cars in this country ever again. And you may think that that's a bad idea, and you want that to be here. Having said that, if we do this, which we are, we will probably spend more to buy less technologically capable cars 10 years from now than the next time we all, if you go on vacation to Europe or Asia and get in the back of one of these other cars. And how should we think about that? That to me is like a real fundamental question about capitalism and also about resilience and national security.
What I would offer to you is the way that we should think about this is, how do Americans and American society preserve maximum optionality in the face of very difficult decisions in the future? So if geopolitically we are induced into a war, all wars have tremendously bad consequences. How would we have the wherewithal to not have to be a part of it? If you look at the last number of wars, these are all ultimately over resources, right?
Right.
And if you think about resource independence, there are many, many things today where America is just fundamentally unstable because we don't have resource independence. But if we were to get that, and then we had the building blocks, we wouldn't actually have to fight a war. Now, there may be other reasons and people may pull us into wars, and I get all of that, but I think that that's a really big question. Would I be okay with a less better car, but having a national transportation infrastructure that we control and cannot be turned off by somebody else? On the margins, I would say, yeah, I'd be okay with that.
And the interesting part, though, is there's going to be a premium on that, right? Like, we're going to pay more for that. And that,
sure,
that may just be the cost of doing business.